Hey guys, this is Justin from Reflex Ministries. Today I just want to talk to you about temptation, and as Christ followers, it's something that we all deal with and that we all struggle with, and that we have to continually battle against. And I just want to give you some encouragement of ways that we can resist temptation and ways that we can just avoid it completely. And I just want to start this off with a verse that comes from 1 Corinthians chapter 10. It's verse 13. It says, "But remember that the temptations that come into your life are no different from what others experience. And God is faithful. He will keep the temptation from becoming so strong that you can't stand up against it. When you are tempted, He will show you a way out so that you will not give in to it." And what that's really saying is, God will never tempt you beyond what you can bear, and He will always provide a way out for you, even when it seems like there is no escape. So just learn to rely on God, and He will always be there for you, and He never leaves you or forsakes you through whatever you're going through. And I just have an example that I found in Genesis, just to give some context of what this verse is talking about. This is Joseph. He goes to live at Potiphar's house as a slave, and Potiphar's wife takes notice of Joseph and is tempting him. And this verse just says, it's Genesis chapter 39, verse 10. It says, "And though she spoke to Joseph day after day, he refused to go to bed with her or even be with her." And the last part is really important. It says he refused to even be with her. And since Potiphar's wife was the temptation, Joseph recognized that. And since he was a man who was honoring to God through his actions and his words, he did all he could to completely even stay away from that temptation. So he refused to even be around her so that he would not even be tempted with that. So I guess point one right here would be, just if you know that there's going to be temptation in a certain circumstance that you deal with, just try your best to stay away from that circumstance as much as possible, and just avoid it completely, because then that temptation won't even be a problem. And then the second part I just want to lead off on is, in order to resist temptation and battle it, we have to have a firm foundation to be able to go back to whenever we deal with that temptation. So I would encourage you guys to stay in the Word, because it is the sword and it is the power that we have to just quote Scripture and be able to lean on it whenever we're dealing with any circumstance that is tempting to us or could lead us into sin. So it's really important that you stay grounded in the Word, because it's a really good foundation to lean on whenever you're in a rough situation, and it can normally lead you on a way out of it and can protect you from making a bad decision that could lead to consequences or possible sin. So we just want to encourage you with that, and also encourage you to stay in prayer, because prayer is a really big thing that's key to resisting temptation and just focusing on your relationship with God. So those three things, avoidance, prayer, and spending time in the Word, are some of the most key things that you can do to resist temptation and avoid falling into sin continually. So we just want to encourage you with that, and that basically concludes this video. So if you haven't already, we would encourage you to subscribe to us on YouTube, like us on Facebook, and follow us on Twitter. And that's about it for today. So thank you.